welcome to Davis Field for today's Part of America Athletic Conference Championship match between the number 2 seeded Missouri Valley College and your number 1 Central Methodist Eagles. We ask that all players, coaches, and spectators abide by the NAIA Champions of Character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. At this time, would you please rise and remove your hats for a prayer followed by the playing of our national anthem. Almighty God, you have created us to strive for our best. Grant to all athletes, coaches, and fans strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes, protect them from injury and harm, help us to honor you today in all we do, on and off the field, and make us witnesses to your glory. In Christ's name we pray, amen. Now let's meet the starters for today's contest. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard, Missouri Valley. Number 1, Dusan Milosevic. Number 3, Luke Sowerby. Number 4, Stefan Milosevic. Number 8, Dragan Petrovic. Number 9, Timo Decker. Number 10, Luka Glusevic. Number 11, Dominic Newton. Number 14, Kazuki Hashimoto. Number 18, Yudi Schlingman. Number 19, Mike Moser. Number 24, Alexa Kobanovic. The Vikings are led by head coach Vladimir Simic.
Emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge. Murder will be legal for 12 continuous.
And now, your Central Methodist Eagles. Sophomore goalkeeper from Pescara, Italy. Number 1, Stefano Camerlengo. Freshman defender out of Groningen, Netherlands. Number 3, Jesse Bank. Freshman midfielder out of Uticum, Switzerland. Number 6, Basil Arn. Sophomore defender out of Jefferson City, Missouri. Number 7, Isaac Johnson. Senior forward out of Bogota, Colombia. Number 10, Christian Sanchez. A junior forward out of Bologna, Italy. Number 11, Alessandro Salvadego. A sophomore defender out of St. Louis, Missouri. Number 12, Cole Hudson. A senior defender out of Neosho, Missouri. Number 13, Hunter Gilliam. A senior midfielder out of Sprindach, Netherlands. Number 14, Billy Zojbwami. A senior defender out of Madrid, Spain. Number 20, Marcos Herman. And a sophomore forward out of Strasbourg, France. Number 24, Theo Klein. The Eagles are led by head coach Alex Nichols. He's assisted by Eli Sherman, Jack Rose, Jasper Krasinski, and Adrian Gutierrez.
All right, welcome into Heart of America Athletic Conference men's soccer tournament action. We have the Heart final for you here at Davis Field. Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications, on the call for today's matchup between number 2, Missouri Valley College, and number 1, Central Methodist. Due to time change, we had to push up the game because of weather, so our normal play-by-play Phil Fortaleza was not able to make it today, but you can catch him next week for the opening round, Thursday, November 18th, and Saturday, November 20th. He'll have the call on all of those matches. Looking at your screen, Missouri Valley is going to be going from left to right, and Central's going to go right to left. And Carmelengo went up for that, but I think they're going to call a foul, so that's going to be a free kick coming out of Central's box. Always a storied rivalry here between Central and Missouri Valley, especially the past 4 years. These teams have met in the national tournament on a couple of occasions. Central winning in 2018 on penalty kicks. And Herman was looking for Gillen, but that's just going to go out of bounds. So Central taking that first NAI National Championship match between the two sides on PKs in 2018. And then Central went on a bit of a tear in 2019, winning their second national championship before Missouri Valley came back and defeated them in the semifinals of last year's national tournament. And Missouri Valley went on and won their first national championship. So 3 straight national championships, all in the state of Missouri, all within 45 minutes of each other. So if you want some of the best NAI soccer, you are in the right spot here at Davis Field. And Hudson, he's going to dribble that back to Bonk. Bonk's going to swing it over to Carmelengo. Schlingman looking to get ahead on that, which he did, but easily scooped up by Carmelengo. And Stefano's just going to hit that one out, and he does. Theo Klein chasing after, but Betancourt in pursuit as well. Quick throw in by the Eagles. Herman, he's up the sideline. Goes to the corner. And we're going to have our first corner of the day. And if you've watched Central Methodist men's soccer, they like these corners, they like these set pieces because of their height. So we'll see if they can capitalize here. Herman's going to send it in. And easily headed out by Newton. And Johnson right here at midfield. So looking at your starting lineups, we'll start with Central Methodist. In goal is going to be number 1, Stefano Carmelengo. Number 3, Jesse Bonk. Number 6, Basil Erne. 7, Isaac Johnson. 10, Christian Sanchez. Number 11, Alessandro Salvadego. Number 12, Cole Hudson. 13, Hunter Gillum. 14, Billy Zojabami. And number 20, Marcos Herman. And last but not least, number 24, Theo Klein. In goal for Missouri Valley is going to be number 1, Dusan Milosevic. And then the rest of your starters, Luke Sowerby is number 3. Number 4, Stefan Milosevic. And Missouri Valley looking to get into the attacking third, but that's just going to go to bounds through the back of the end zone, so that's going to be a goal kick. Rounding out the rest of those starters for Missouri Valley, number 8, Dragan Petrovic. Number 9, Timo Decker. 10, Luka Glusevich. Number 11, Dominic Newton. Number 14, Kazuki Hashimoto. Number 18, Yuri Schlingman. Number 19, Mike Moser. And number 24, Alexa Kabonovich. So, looking at the earlier matchup between these two teams, Central came away with a convincing 4-0 victory back on October 20th here at Davis Field. Only one first half goal, but Central really cranked up the pressure in the second half, scoring 3. So I don't know if you'd call that a revenge match for Central, but they sure played like it. And Hudson, he tries to keep that in bounds, which he does. That finds Salvadego. Salvadego's going to flick on to Herman. But Milosevic, quick to come off his line. He comes out of the box and sends that one away. And we're going to have a foul. Zojabwami. We'll see if he takes that free kick. Central overall record, 18-0. Perfect 12-0 mark in conference play. And Missouri Valley, 15-4. And then 9-3 in conference play. Say Gillum. That's going to be intercepted by Glusevich. And Zojabwami, he's going to take that off to Salvadego. Salvadego up to Klein here on the near side. Klein with a nice move. He's going to send one in. And Herman, goal Central. Senior defender Marcus Herman gives the Eagles a 1-0 lead just 7 minutes into this conference championship match. And that play all started with a turnover at midfield. Zojabwami quick to dish that off. Salvadego. And then on to Herman. So quick, efficient passing from Central, and they're going to take a 1-0 lead here in this championship match. And Missouri Valley looking for the quick counter, but Cole Hudson right there to get that out of bounds and give Central's back line a chance to get up and reset. And if you know these two sides, you know the history, you know the intensity that comes with these matches. So even with the cold, could get a little chippy here as the game goes along. So we shall see. As you can see, wind is blowing, and there were a little bit of snowflakes earlier, so nice and cold here for some hard championship soccer. And you can see that wind really taking effect even when that ball's rolling on the ground, especially with turf. It's going to take a different roll. And Carmelengo not able to secure that one, trying to kick it out, but Missouri Valley's going to get their first corner. Ball is in, but back out through the end zone. And Carmelengo's just going to send this one out. So Missouri Valley, the reigning, defending NAI national champions, they beat Central in the semifinals and then went on to defeat Oklahoma Wesleyan 2-0. Dos Santos with those 2 goals, leading them to their first NAI national title in program history. Carmelengo is just going to send that one high. Herman's looking to get his head on it, but Missouri Valley's going to take back possession. Johnson, Zojabwami. Hudson back to Zojabwami. And Erne, he's able to secure that. Now we're going to Sanchez. Salvadego. Sowerby's going to take that one back, though. Schlingman, and we're going to have a foul. It looks most likely going to be on Yesebank, so Missouri Valley in a good spot for a free kick, just about 15 yards out. Excuse me, about 20 yards out from Carmelengo in goal. And you've got Moser and Glucevic up there to take the free kick. We'll see which one does. It's going to be Glucevic. He sends one in. Central able to get a head on. That's going to go through the back of the end zone. So, second time in about 2.5 minutes, Missouri Valley's going to get another corner. That's going to go over everyone's head, though. Central already claiming a stake and an auto berth into the NAI Men's National Championship, winning the regular season contest. Missouri Valley as either the tournament champion or runner-up, depending which, would secure that second auto berth. Herman, good to shake off some pressure. He finds Klein. Klein. Milosevic quick to clear that one. And we're going to have a stoppage in play. And we've got an injured player. That's going to be number 1, Dusan Milosevic. So we're going to take a quick pause in the actual. We'll be back as these trainers tend to him. Central up 1-0 here. 32-46 over Missouri Valley College. You're watching the Heartmen's Soccer Championship match here on CMUEagles.com. And good sign for Missouri Valley. Milosevic back up on his feet. Official looks like he's talking to number 10, Luka Glucevic. So, yep, they're going to call a foul. So, Glucevic, he's going to send that one to the far side. And Gilliam, he's just going to pepper that one back to Carmelengo. Carmelengo looks for Zojabwami. Off to Sanchez. Sanchez up to Klein. Klein has Sanchez. And looks like they're going to call a handball, and they do. So that's going to be a free kick for Missouri Valley College. Talking about some of our Hart All-Conference selection, we'll start with Missouri Valley. Milosevic, their starting goalkeeper, he was a Hart third-team All-Conference performer here in 2021. Milosevic, Steven Milosevic, he was second team, as was Jimenez. And then Glucevic, number 10, who you've heard me talk about a lot. He's the Hart first team All-Conference all 4 years with Missouri Valley, so he is a key piece. He was also the 2020 Hart Player of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year, in addition to first-team All-Conference honors. Number 14, Hashimoto, he was a 2021 Hart first-team All-Conference performer. And already getting a little chippy. Official's going to stop play, and we're gonna have a reset. Hashimoto. Isaac Johnson's going to send one up high. Paulo Alves, he was a Hart third team All-Conference selection this year. Schlingman made it to the first team. Mike Moser was, and it's got it listed here as he was a Hart first team All-Conference performer and third team. So I think one of those is probably in 2020. Regardless, he's a two-time All-Conference selection, which is pretty good. Salvadego. Ooh, just wide of that far post with that left foot. I was talking to Salvadego earlier this week. He ran scoreboard for the women's semifinal. I asked him some of his strengths, and he said, I'm really strong with my right foot. That was taken with his left foot. But pretty close, as that one wasn't far offline. So Missouri Valley fortunate. They're not down 2-0. Salvadego, of course, 19 goals in 19 matches this season. Or, 18 matches, so a little over 1 goal a game. He was the Hart Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and Newcomer of the Year. Obviously, you guys probably saw him a little bit in the spring. He was a mid-season transfer, so he joined Central for their conference championship run in 2021 in the spring, and then as well as their national tournament run. Missouri Valley looking to bring that to the middle, but Sanchez is going to quickly intercept that, dish that off to Herman. Missouri Valley once again comes away with it. And in case you were wondering, Central Athletics, quite a bit of success coming this weekend, hopefully. We've got a men's soccer championship today, obviously, which you're watching on your screen. The women are going to play tomorrow against, you guessed it, Missouri Valley College. That game's going to be 6 p.m. here at Davis Field. Women's volleyball, they're going to travel to Parkville, Missouri to take on number 1 Park University in the Hard Volleyball Tournament final. And then Central Methodist football with an 8-2 record, 4-0 in conference play, travel to Evangel for the regular season finale. If they win that game, they'll claim the Hart South Division title outright. That's the first conference championship for them, regardless of win or loss, since 1975. But obviously, you would want them, or they want to win that outright with a win tomorrow. So, game time for that one is going to be 1 p.m. in Nixa, Missouri. So, a lot of success for Central. Salvadego, he pokes that one out of bounds. Sowerby, off to Glisevich. Zojabami goes down, but the official says play on. Oh, actually, he does not. Glisevich is going to get that foul, so we'll see who takes that free kick. And I bet money it's number 10, Christian Sanchez, and I think it is. Central with a corner. That's going to be cleared, though, by Missouri Valley. Out of bounds, however. Still in the attacking third for Central. And Isaac Johnson looks like he's going to take this throw in. So at the conclusion of today's match, the winner is going to get the tournament championship trophy presented by our assistant commissioner, Tyler Price, who is here today. And you can probably hear a little more action in the stands as more people have filed in from both sides. And gives you a little bit more of a soccer atmosphere, which is nice. And Missouri Valley on the run. Moser. Took a strike from about 30 yards out, but that's going to be wide. Carmen Lango, he was a 2020 NAI All-American. Hart first team all-conference performer this year. He's going to send that one to about midfield. Hashimoto with the head on it. Hudson back. Herman. Over to Zojawami on the near side. Sowerby quick to head that one off. Hudson. Hudson up to Klein, just a little bit too far though, so that's going to go the other way. 23:50 remaining here in the first half of this Hart Conference Championship. Central with a 1-0 lead. And they're going to call a foul. I think that's going to be on Gilliam. Zojabami was conversing with the official, but they're going to go the other way. Missouri Valley's quick to jump on that free kick. Try to catch Central napping. Herman to Salvadego. Herman again. Zojabami with a little bit of space. He's going to take one that's going to be blocked, though. Cole Hudson right there. Theo Klein with it now. Theo was looking for Sanchez, but back to Zojabami. And Missouri Valley on a little bit of a run. That's Kabonovich. Carmelengo sends that one back out to midfield. And Salvadego jockeying for position with McKenzie. And yep, we'll have a handball. Central was calling for it. Official said okay. And not sure if you guys can tell on your screen, but down on the benches, jackets are blowing wildly. So the wind is picking up. You can see probably the flags on the goalposts. So that's definitely going to play a factor in any long balls, corner kicks, set pieces. And Sanchez is looking for Salvadego. That's punched out by Milosevic. Moser giving chase, but Gilliam quick to get that back to Carmelengo. Carmelengo's going to send that one deep. Timo Decker with the foul on Hunter Gilliam. I think that'll just be a warning. He'll just get a little bit of a talking to, and he does. Salvadego, out to Herman. Herman's going to send one in. Milosevic, quick to punch that one out. And it looks like we might have a pair of brothers. Our starting goalkeeper, Dusan Milosevic, and then number 4, Steven Milosevic. Phil, if you're listening, let me know if that's true. Thought I was calling the incorrect name, but no. We may have a set of brothers on the team. We'll see. Isaac Johnson with the throw in. Yes, a bonk was right there. Headed back out. Johnson with a shifty move, but Central still with it. Klein battling with it down in the corner. And Johnson. He's going to throw it again. And Hudson was right there. He had it, but not on target. Gillum. Up to Klein. And, yep, offsides call on Klein. And chatting with Mr. Fortaleza, he thinks that those two are brothers, same hometown, same country. Both are on that defensive back line, so that would make sense if that's the case. Carmelengo looking for Salvadego. You have to imagine that Missouri Valley is going to have someone on Salvadego most of the afternoon. And Herman. Hudson, back to Herman. Milosevic right there to scoop it up. miscue there by Missouri Valley's Jack McKenzie. Kicks that one out of bounds in their own in their own defensive third. So Johnson's going to have his third throw in about 3 minutes. Salvadego tapped out by Sowerby. Johnson throws it in. Hudson was right there. That's cleared by Missouri Valley, and they're going to go on a bit of a jailbreak. Moser was looking for Schlingman. Salvadego with it now. Herman. Salvadego tried to save it, but Schlingman right there. Carmelengo. He's going to send that one to Gilliam. Gilliam looking for Sanchez. That ball's batted around the air by Zojawami to Hudson. Sanchez finds Klein. Klein back to Gilliam. And he's just going to send that to Carmelengo. And you have to imagine that Carmelengo's either going to clear it. And he does. Looking for Salvadego, but it's about 6 or 7 yards out. And I don't know if you can hear him, but Missouri Valley has traveled well, as you can imagine. Only about 45 minutes away from Fayette, so you can hear them chanting in the background. And Central's got a pretty good student section as well. 2 p.m. start time, a little tricky with classes, but everyone's starting to file in, which is good. And I imagine we will have a pretty full section. Hudson looking for Herman. Milosevic. Sowerby. Sowerby with it now. Bonk right there to clear. And that looked like that went out of bounds on a Viking. We'll see what they call. Yep, they don't like that call, but it's going to be a Central goal kick. Carmelengo sends this one high. Looking for Herman. Newton right there, though. Hashimoto. Central with possession now back to Salvadego. Salvadego looks for Herman. Sanchez battling for it. Nice pass to Salvadego. Salvadego just high through the uprights of the goalpost. He's kicking himself for that one. Not pleased with himself, but good sequence there for Central. Good passing patterns. .45 remaining here in the first half. Central with a 1-0 lead over Missouri Valley College here in this Hart Tournament Championship Final. Milosevic sends one high. And Bonk headed that, and Bonk is down. Looked like they may have called a foul on Kabanovic. Say they're pleading their case, they don't like it. And we've got a stoppage in play here at 13-19. Say Glucevic there pleading the case as well. first subs of the day for Central, if I'm looking, yep, I can see numbers. So number 15, Victor Luengo. He's warming up. He's near the sideline official, as is Stefano Campisi. So those first couple subs of the day. Carmelengo, he's looking for Sanchez. Sanchez, Salvadego, sends one high. Nobody home though. Newton not able to track that one down. Correction, Sowerby. But he'll just be fine with taking a throw in for Missouri Valley. Off to Kubanovic. Carmelengo, he's going to pick that one up. And a little bit of gamesmanship. And they're going to give a yellow card. So you just heard it on the PA, number 18, Yuri Schlingman, with the first yellow card of the match. And you can see Carmelengo went down, and the official was right on top of it. He immediately marched over and assessed that yellow card. So free kick for Central. Carmelengo's back up on his feet, and it looks like he's going to take this free kick. Herman. Victor Luengo. Senior out of Madrid, Spain, is going to replace number 10, Christian Sanchez. And then number 7, Ruben Jimenez. For Missouri Valley, he's going to replace number 18, Yuri Schlingman. Gillen with a throw-in. Klein to Luengo, back to Klein. A lot of pressure by Missouri Valley. Number 20, Marcos Herman, just satisfied with that ball going off of McKenzie. So Central with a throw-in. Stefano Campisi entering the match for the first time. It looks like he's going to replace Theo Klein, which is the case. And then we'll have one more sub. He probably won't come in right now, but that's going to be number 17, Niels Zachariot. Johnson with a throw-in. Johnson looking for Hudson. That ball's batted around. Stoppage in play, and we're going to have a free kick for the Vikings. And they quickly counter. And they're looking to make some noise. Jimenez. Moser. Sowerby. Sowerby double teamed in the corner. And Moser sends that one out, but it looks like that's going to go out for a goal kick. So Carmelengo is going to clear that one. And here he comes, number 17, Neil Zachariot. Looks like he's going to replace number 14, Billy Zojabwami. And also taking his jacket off, number 9, Jaden Johnson. Carmelengo. Kabanovic gets his head on that. Sowerby with it now. Over to Jimenez. Intercepted by Gillum, though. Gillum's going to send one far to Salvadego. Salvadego, one of the top scorers in the country. 19 goals in just 18 matches. And we'll have another foul, this time on number 19, Mike Moser. Luengo on the free kick. Short kick over to Herman. Herman's going to see if he can get around Missouri Valley's defense. He's not. However, I thought we were going to get a corner. The official says otherwise. We're going to go out for a goal kick. Johnson coming on for number 11, Alessandro Salvadego. You have to imagine he'll come back in the second half. We'll see, though. Again, it is cold. It's about 30 degrees here with some nasty winds, so making sure player minutes are kept consistent, especially during November weather, which is not always kind. Luengo, Herman, Gillum. Gillum to Herman, just a little bit too far. McKenzie intercepts that. As does Zachariot, though. Zachariot looking for Herman. Campisi. Campisi would have had a goal, however, about a step or two offsides. But again, you can see the pressure that Central's getting. Central's road to the tournament started with a 1-0 victory over number 8 seeded Baker University. And then in the semifinals, against a pretty solid Grandview team, offense just exploded for 9 goals. And they went on to win that match 9-1. And Grandview most likely going to see some action in the national tournament or get an at-large bid. So Central is the real deal, as is the rest of Heartland soccer. A lot of good teams represent the conference in the national tournament each year. So Carmelango clears. Was looking for Zachariot. Sowerby, however. And making his first appearance of the afternoon is going to be number 19, Jeremiah Johnson. Johnson is going to replace Herman. Gillen with the throw-in, looking for Jayton Johnson. And we'll have a foul on number 19, Mike Moser. Moser's going to argue his call a little bit. Official will mark the spot of that free kick. About 5:40 left here in this first half. Central with a 1-0 lead over Missouri Valley in this Hart Conference Tournament Championship Final. Luengo on the free kick. Luengo sends one in for Bonk. Campisi tracing it down. Now Isaac Johnson's going to send that back to Carmelango. Erne looking to clear that, but Sowerby with it. And a beautiful strike from Mike Moser. That was just off the crossbar. If that had just been a little further down, we'd be tied at 1-1. And Carmelengo just telling everyone to clear and get back as far as they can because he's going to send one deep. And he does. Luengo, Zachariot. Bonk right there. He's going to block any attempt from Missouri Valley, and Carmelengo just does the smart thing and picks that one up. And Missouri Valley running with it now. Newton, Johnson giving chase. And the official's not going to tolerate that. That's going to be the second yellow card of the afternoon, assessed to number 9, Jayden Johnson. So Newton, if he takes it, he'll get a free kick from about 19-yard line, if we're looking at the American football lines. So he's probably about, I'd say 30 yards out. We'll see who takes it in a little bit of a dangerous situation for Central, but a good scoring opportunity for the Vikings. We'll see what they can do. Man, Glucevic. Moser. And a beautiful save by Carmelengo. Again, they're trying for that crossbar. Trying to get just underneath it past Carmelengo, but Carmelengo about 6'4", long arms. Carmelengo snagged that one out of the air, and he's just going to cradle that on the ground as he should. And I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen, but we've got snow flurries here, so it's getting cold enough where we're seeing some snowflakes. So that's classic mid-Missouri weather, though. Johnson and McKenzie. Well, we'll have a stop and play. It looks like they're going to call that on Luengo. Moser. And Decker fouled by number 12, Cole Hudson. Coaching staff, not a fan of that call.
Remaining the first half.
1 minute on the clock. Missouri Valley with most likely their final offensive push here in the half. We'll see. And Carmelengo, his third straight save from point blank range, and Moser there on that free kick. Some really good goalkeeping from Carmelengo. And I spoke too soon. Looks like Missouri Valley's going to have one final. off to attempt with their corner kick. Official stop the clock. Campese, he's going to clear that one. And at halftime here, Marcos Herman with the early goal just 8 minutes into this contest gives Central a 1-0 lead over Missouri Valley College in this Hart Tournament Championship. Our assistant commissioner, Tyler Price, just came in and said, wow, this is quite a game. And indeed it is, as it should be, between the last three NAI national champions. So, a great match here. We'll be back in about 15 minutes again. Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications here at Central Methodist on the call. Once again, Central with a 1-0 lead here against Missouri Valley. We'll be back soon. Hey, we are back here with Heart of America Athletic Conference men's soccer tournament action. This is the championship final between number 1 Central Methodist and number 2 Missouri Valley College. Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications here at Central Methodist, on the call for today's action. And we are just about 40 seconds in. Missouri Valley on the throw-in from Newton. And if you recall that first half, Central had a lot of pressure early on, and just about 8 minutes in, some solid passing led to a goal via Marcos Herman. And Missouri Valley with some pressure right away, testing Central's back line, and Carmelengo and Sanchez was looking for Campisi. Campisi, if he was just a little further back, would have gotten a foot on that, and it probably would have been 2-0. But Milosevic wrangles that one. He tosses that out. Salvadego, as expected, is back in. Just looking, so on the defensive back line, 2020 Hart Freshman of the Year Tom Irian, number 4 Ricardo Sanduli, and number 23 Alessandro Lacerti. Basil Erne, Neil Sacriot, Victor Luengo. Luengo's going to send one in. He's looking for Sanchez. And Milosevic sends this one for Glucevic. Jimenez with it now. Deflected by Mosier. Mosier to Sowerby. And we're going to have our first foul of half number 2. And it looks like that's going to be number 4, Steven Milosevic, on Salvadego. So Sanchez on the free kick. Sanchez at about the 25, so this is about a 35-yard distance from the box. Sanchez looking for Irian. Too far over. So Missouri Valley's going to get that on a goal kick. And more students look like they filed in for Central. So we're pretty balanced now. Shout out to those guys braving the cold here in mid-November. Newton, back to Milosevic. Milosevic is going to clear. And Decker and Herman battling for it. And Missouri Valley on a run. Jimenez with it. And just wide of that far post. Carmelengo, good job to cut off that angle, but if that had just been a couple inches to the left, again, we'd be tied here at 1-1. So an eventful first 6 minutes of action here. Central with 1-0 lead over Missouri Valley in this Hart Tournament final. And they're going to get an offsides call from Sanchez. Obviously, the central bench none too pleased with that. Jimenez off to Newton. Missouri Valley wanted to call on Lacherte, but the ref says play on. Carmelengo clears it. And Newton on the throw-in. And Jimenez goes down. Lacherte with a little bit of a shove. Refs are going to call that every time. Milosevic. Zacharias and Luengo. Newton. Newton dribbles up the near sideline. Was looking for Jimenez, but just out of bounds. Luengo. Nice flick on by Salvadego. Salvadego to Sanchez. Sanchez to hit Campisi. Didn't have the angle. Couldn't get his foot on it quite right. And Milosevic will take care of that one. He's going to throw that out to the far side. And Valley's going to look to counter. And I'm thinking that's Herman. No. Yes. It's hard to see. He's wearing the captain's armband, and normally that's reserved for Herman. Nope, that is Sanchez. So Sanchez. And we'll have a foul. Say Sanchez is right there. Cole Hudson heads it for Sanchez. Sanchez to Campisi. Good job by the Vikings to clear. Erne goes down. And they'll call... looks like they're going to call a foul. I'm not sure if it was on Erne. Nope, just a simple throw-in. Jimenez and Irian battling. Campisi now. Glucevic right there. Milosevic. Hashimoto. To Jimenez. And Jimenez, they're going to call that. And officials doing a good job of keeping this game where it's at. As you can imagine, as I've said before, it's an intense battle. 3 national titles between these two teams in the last 3 years. 3 conference championships. 4 regular season conference titles. So, a lot of good soccer to be played, but with that comes that intensity. And good interception by Zacharias. Milosevic, he's just going to take that one, pick that one up. Milosevic. Up to Jimenez. Jimenez. And the official says, nope, that's going the other way. Missouri Valley doesn't like it. They're going to protest it. We're going to have a stoppage in play. Instant yellow card for number 10, Luka Glucevic. Must have said something that the official didn't like, so the official quick to end that, so can see the wind on the jerseys thrusting around, so we've gotten a lot colder, a lot more wind. Mosier was looking for Decker. Decker was right there, but Carmelengo just a little bit quicker. That ball had a little bit of a slow roll, so Carmelengo able to grab that. And we're going to have a battle. Yep. Looks like that foul is going to be on number 11, Newton, and it is. Sanduli on the free kick. He's looking for Sanchez. Sanchez giving chase, but Milosevic right there. Hashimoto. And Sanduli over Jimenez on that. Official said that's a foul, so we'll have a free kick for the Vikings. Vikings quick to jump on. Jimenez giving chase again. Newton. And Glucevic now. He sends that to the far side. Luengo. Luengo goes down. Official says play on. Herman. Decker. And we've got 2 players down. So number 15, Victor Luengo of Central Methodist. And that looks like number 10, Luka Glucevic of Missouri Valley. And trainers are going to come out. And we're going to have a stop in action. So 32:49 left here in the second half. Central with a 1-0 lead over Missouri Valley in this Hart Tournament Championship. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. You're watching CMU Eagles Athletics on the Hart Conference Digital Network. Alright, we are back. Victor Luengo and Glucevic both went down on that play, so Glucevic able to stay in. Luengo a little bit shaken up, so Zojabwami took his place. We sure hope he's okay. Lacherte, Sanchez, he's got 3 Vikings around him. Lacherte back to Salvadego. Zojabwami. Salvadego down the sideline. Salvadego's going to send one in. Deflected by Missouri Valley. Looks like that was Milosevic. And his brother, Dusan Milosevic, is going to kick that one out. Deflected by Central Methodist. Moval get that throw in. And McKenzie. And quickly stolen by the Eagles. Campisi. Sanchez on the far sideline with the throw in. Sanchez. Aaron with the head on it. Herman, that one was way too high though. If this was tomorrow's football game down in Nixon, Missouri, that would be 3 points, but alas, it is not. So if Central comes away and can hang on to this 1-0 lead, this will be their 3rd straight conference title. As you remember, they have advanced to at least the semifinals in each of the last 5 tournaments and have made 4 tournament appearances. And getting a little bit chippy here. For whatever reason, they kicked the ball away, but ref said, nope, let's reset. And we do. Jimenez. For Mosier. Erne sends that one up the line, but Hashimoto quick to send it back. Lacherte with it now. Lacherte up the near sideline. Looks for Salvadego. Salvadego's got Campisi. And good, decent defense by Milosevic to thwart that attack. Erne. Lacherte calling for a handball, but they're not going to get it. Erne with the header. Out of bounds, though. Newton. Up to Sanchez. Salvadego with it now. Salvadego. Back the other way. Newton. He's going to kick that crossfield. A little over 17 minutes gone here in that second half. Central leads Missouri Valley 1-0 here in this conference tournament championship. Campisi. And that is, you guessed it, goal number 11, Alessandro Salvadego. You guessed it, or as Phil Fortaleza would say, Alessandro Salvadego's. And you know why. That is his 20th goal of 2021. And with a little over 27 minutes left in this second half, Central pushes its lead over Missouri Valley 2-0. Going back and looking at that replay, Missouri Valley with a corner. Carmelengo with the easy save. And Central's offense had about 3 or 4 attempts. Good job by Milosevic, the goalkeeper, to keep those out. But ultimately, that ball fell at the feet of Salvadego, and he was just in the right spot, right time. And Salvadego right there again. But his counterpart, Newton, pokes that one out. And we'll see who they give it to. Looks like that's going to go to Milosevic of Missouri Valley. Checking back in is going to be number 15, Victor Luengo. And Sanduli with a real shot from about 40 yards out. Milosevic with the save pokes that one away. And Central really just peppering the Missouri Valley defense with all these shots. Hashimoto was looking for Jimenez, but that's going to be intercepted by Lacherte. Salvadego with it now. Was looking for Sanchez just a little bit too far. And Glucevic. Jimenez. And I think they're going to get a push on Lacherte, and they do. So that's going to be a foul and a free kick for the Vikings. And Sanchez with it now. Sanchez has space. He's looking for Campisi. Campisi's going to take the shot. I think Hashimoto got a foot on that one, though, so that's going to get deflected. But Central may be getting another corner. Let's see. Nope. That's going to be a goal kick. Victor Luengo coming in for number 17, Neil Zachariot. So good to see Luengo back out on the field after that injury earlier. I agree. Sanduli did shoot that ball from Marshall. It almost went in, though. Milosevic. And Luengo. Zojabami. And Sanchez to Salvadego. See what Salvadego can do. Little back pass from Sanchez. And we're going to have 2 subs, 1 for each side. So first for Central is going to be number 24, Theo Klein. And then number 17, Paulo Alves. Alves replaces number 9, Timo Decker. And Klein is going to replace number 10, Christian Sanchez. And looks like Jaden Johnson, maybe not this next whistle, but in a couple minutes, he looks like he's warming up. So he might be making a return. Herman sends one in the box. And no one home. That just went right across the face of goal. No one covered it, though. And Johnson's coming in now. We'll see who he grabs. And it looks like that's going to be Salvadego. Salvadego's going to walk around the outside of the field, so Jimenez to Alves. Alves double teamed by Arian and Lacherte. However, that's going to stay with the Vikings. 20:45 left here in the second half. Central goals from Marcos Herman just 8 minutes into the first half, and then a goal by Salvadego on a scramble inside the box. And it looks like they're going to call a handball, and they do. So free kick from Missouri Valley. McKenzie. Over to Hashimoto. We'll see which way they call that. The official's going to say that's going Eagles' way. And we'll have another sub for Central. Making his second appearance today is going to be number 17, Neil Zachariot. He's going to replace number 6, Basil Ernay. And Glucevic arguing with the official, not sure what we're arguing about. The official does not like it. He stopped play. And looks like a warning to Glucevic and Missouri Valley's bench. So getting heated here with just a little under 20 minutes left. Lacherte dribbling through a host, and he sends one. And if that had gone in, that would have been a SportsCenter top 10. He went through about 4 or 5 Viking defenders and sent that one that was just wide of that far post. And Milosevic, Campisi and Newton battling for it. And the official's going to call foul. Looks like on either Campisi or Zachariot. So we'll have a free kick for the Vikings going the other way. And another stoppage in play. Can't see who that injured Viking is, but Lacherte was the one that went up for it. And that looks like that's going to be number, let's see. I'm thinking number 7. I think that's Jimenez. We'll see, though. It is. So Jimenez and Lacherte went up for that. Lacherte came down on top of Jimenez, and Jimenez slow to get up. Official stopped play. Having talks with both sides. And the official said something to Missouri Valley's bench, so it had to be another warning. So Zachariot. And Newton. Yep, stoppage in play. It's going to be a yellow card assessed to number 11, Newton. The official might want to keep that yellow card out. We might be getting a few more. Hope not. And stoppage in play. Looks like we let the clock run a little bit too long. 18:30 on the clock now. Quick reset. Zojabwami to Campese. Campese was looking to send one into the box. Sanduli and Johnson and Erie were all there, but deflected out by Missouri Valley. And Jayton Johnson, number 9, is going to take this throw-in. He has the signature flip on his throw-ins. We'll see if he does it. He does not. Was looking for Erie, but that's headed out. Sanduli with it. Luengo heads it, but Milosevic right there, and he's going to quickly clear that. We'll see if Jimenez can run it down before Lacherte can get there. Lacherte gets there. And Klein. And Luengo's still slow to get up. Not sure if he got hit in the head or if he's bleeding, but we're going to have another stoppage in play. And another sub for Central. Oh, it's going to be number 19, Jeremiah Johnson, whenever he is able to come out. And he does. And it looks like he's going to replace Marcos Herman, number 20.
For the Eagles, number 19, Jeremiah Johnson.
Newton. Up to Jimenez. Jimenez flicks it on. Was looking for Glucevic, but Mosier, but stoppage and play before that. And it looks like Lacherte is going to toss this one in. Lacherte for Campese. Campese to Johnson. Ball's bouncing around. Still bouncing around. No real possession with it yet. Stoppage in play right before that free kick. And we're going to have another sub this time for Missouri Valley College. That's going to be number 18, Yuri Schlingman. He replaces number 7, Ruben Jimenez. And another sub that I didn't catch, number 23, Connor Stewart, senior defender from Horton, England, makes his first appearance in today's match. Johnson. Zojabwami, Irian, back to Luengo. Klein with it now. Klein and McKenzie battling for it. McKenzie's going to win that one, though. Schlingman. Number 22, Malcolm Young. He's a freshman defender from Auckland, New Zealand. He's going to make his first appearance for Missouri Valley. And he's going to take this throw in. And it looks like he replaced number 14, Hashimoto. Lacherte. Lacherte giving chase now. Newton. That's going to be taken back by Jeremiah Johnson and the Eagles. Carmelango and Zojabwami both up on the ball. We'll see who takes it. And it looks like that's going to be Zojabwami. Zojabwami sends one in. Klein right there. Yeah, we're going to have a stoppage of play. Yellow card assessed to number 11, Stefano Campisi. And Missouri Valley with the free kick, excuse me. It's going to be cleared by Central, however. Young is going to retain possession. Johnson right there as well. Young goes down, but they don't call anything. Newton. Johnson with it now. Just under 12 minutes to play here. Central with a 2-0 lead on Missouri Valley College. And if they can hold on for the next 11-18. They're going to claim their third straight Hart tournament title. And we're going to have a pair of changes for Central, including one in goal. That's going to be number 0, Aaron Hoffman, making his first appearance of the day, and number 25, Andre Peterman. Andre, freshman midfielder from Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Aaron, fellow freshman from Florissant, Missouri. And Sanchez looks like he's also going to return. And a shot for Valley, but Carmelengo right there. Looks like that was number 19, Mike Mosier. Mosier's had about 3 or 4 shots right on goal, but just right at Carmelengo, who's made some great saves, including one that just veered off the post, or the crossbar, early in the first half. If that would have been just a little bit lower, we would have had a couple of goals scored. Jaden Johnson onto Campisi. Milosevic right there to scoop that one up. And he's waving Missouri Valley. And that back line just to bomb forward. And Lacherte right there. I think that was off of Sanduli. And we'll see who they give this to. They're going to give it to Central. And Sanchez replaces Campisi. Zachariot to Johnson. Klein with a screamer just over the crossbar. And Peterman makes his first appearance. He's going to replace Billy Zojabwami. Alves up to Newton, out of bounds. And only about 7.5 minutes left for the Vikings if they want to get anything going here. Newton. Off to Alves. We're going to have a foul. Yellow card assessed to number 10, Christian Sanchez. So they'll have a free kick from about 22 yards out. And a stoppage in play as well. And we'll see. We might get our second yellow card here. Nope, and I think the official was just jotting down the card. So, yellow card assessed to number 10, Christian Sanchez, Missouri Valley, with a good opportunity to set piece here from about 25 yards out. And you've got Newton and Mosier in the back. We'll see who takes it. It's going to be Mosier. Mosier with a shot right at Hoffman. Hoffman smothers that. And stoppage in play, and there, all that build up from early on. And we've got a red card. That's going to be on number 23. And a red card. So we've got 2 red cards. One's on number 23 of Missouri Valley College. So a double ejection. Not sure who that second ejection was on. And officials talking, so our head official trying to figure out, or discussing with our 4th official. So we had two red cards given out. The first one was number 23 to Missouri Valley, Connor Stewart. The second one looked like it may have been assessed to Tom Earing, but we're not quite sure yet. There's quite a few folks. I got number 23. I don't know who the other one was, though. I thought. So just got confirmation on those 2 red cards. That first one was indeed assessed to number 23, Connor Stewart of Missouri Valley College. And the second one was number 17, Niels Sakriot of Central Methodist. And obviously, with those red cards, that's an immediate ejection from this game. And if memory serves me correct, they cannot play in the following game, which would be big, because we're now getting into national championship play. So both coaches also imploring their benches to sit back down. Obviously, when that all happened, everyone got up off the bench. But to keep it cool, situation, so that everyone just needs to sit. So with all that, 6:29 still left on the clock. Number 10, Christian Sanchez, is going to take this free kick. And it's going to be short kick to Klein. And Sanchez. And it looks like that hit the sideline official, but he's okay. And he's going to give that in favor of the Eagles. Isaac Johnson also making a return to the field. So both sides are now going to play with just 10 men. So Johnson. And it looks like, if I peek out through the window here, that Central's going to get a free or a corner kick, and they do. Luengo will be taking it. Luengo's going to send one into the box. Not quite clear yet. Arian tried to do a little bit of a bicycle kick, but that just rolls harmlessly out of the back of the end zone. And Missouri Valley on the counter. Young with it now. Lacherte right there. Mosier. And it looks like a foul on the Wango. We're going to see. Can't see which number the Missouri Valley players, but he was hit. Looks like that's number 18. Yuri Schlingman. So another good chance for Missouri Valley. About 20 yards out, you've got Tom Preston there to take the free kick. Newton also hovering around the ball. So we'll see which look. And that goes right into the line. Earring looks like he heads that one down. And Johnson. Johnson was looking for Klein. And about 1:37 remaining here on the scoreboard clock. Corner kick for the Eagles. Luengo is going to kick it short. Klein right there with it as well. Luengo dribbles down the line. Central asking for a foul on that collision down there near the goal, but official says nope, play on. One minute remaining here. Central 2-0 lead over Missouri Valley College. One last gasp for the Vikings. See if they can put anything on the board. And that's the final whistle for the third straight season. Your #1 Central Methodist Eagles claim the Hart Conference Tournament Championship crown as they defeat Missouri Valley College 2-0 here at Davis Field. You'll see both these teams at the national tournament, and you can expect some big things out of the conference headed into nationals. Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications here at Central Methodist, signing off. We'll let you listen to some of the post-game celebrations and announcements as the Eagles will be presented with the conference tournament trophy and banner. Once again, Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications here at Central Methodist. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Here's some of the post-game celebration.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to congratulate the Hart Conference Tournament runner-up Missouri Valley on a fantastic tournament run and their qualification to the NAIA Men's Soccer National Tournament. Let's hear it for the Vikings. And now to present the 2021 Heart of America Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Conference Tournament Championship to Central Methodist is Heart of America Athletic Conference Assistant Commissioner Tyler Price.